schemicus unique. Will not be able many blessings to all my relations in 4 directions. This is round 2. I went on earlier today for 15 minutes or so, and I didn't realize it was a holiday. This holiday stretch. I mean, it's what's known as the Passion, right, in the Christian tradition, and it has to do with death, or birth, death, and resurrection, and it's an archetype, and as I've explained before, archetypes are things which occur with that group of people over there, and that group of people over there, and that group of people over there. And then although these people never met each other, there's one theme, there's a similar story. And I was reminded of the verse that says, unless a seed falls to the ground, it remains alone. And so this is a good time of the year for all our relations, to check ourselves a little bit. Have we fallen? Have we strayed off the path? It's got to be your path, right? We all have this journey that we take informed by our own sacred teachings, and that's what guides us, along with mentors that may come our way occasionally. I've had a few. And I want everybody to know, Max Wilbert is going to be, we're going to do maybe it's more of an interview than a webinar, and we're going to talk about Pihimaha, and that's over in Paiute Shoshone territory, where lithium mining extraction is planned, and they're working hard against that. And that's what Myron was working on, just prior to his death. So I'm going to try not to talk too much. I'll play another song. I'm starting to learn a couple of new ones. And this song, this is a song that helps me to walk in a good way. And lately I've been drawn to many of the beautiful things that I found within the Christian tradition. I'm not Catholic, but I try to look at things and I try to draw from the most positive things I can find. Why do I do that? Why? I threw off certain beliefs a long time ago, but as I find myself traveling all across Turtle Island, I know that many of our people are Christians. I know that there's divisiveness within our communities between Christians or Catholics and our traditional people. Just as there's divisions between band councils and the grassroots community. And we are all Ininuak people. We're all people. Maybe some people have strayed further than others. Maybe people forgot the spiritual aspect of things, and their life has become more economically inspired. Chiefs promising to bring more funds into the community, making negotiations with the federal government. It's hard. It's hard. But we have to remember who we are as people. And whatever it is you believe, are you being informed by the most sacred aspect of your belief. Does that make sense? Whether Jewish or Muslim or Hindu or Lakota or Nehiyawak, what informs your life? Where is that place that makes you feel most centered and connected with the people around you? Our greatest opposition is among our own people and within ourselves. And the first line of defense for the crown is our own people. We've forgotten that source that inspires us and guides us. Those things that are so important to instill within children when they're young. And so there comes a time when we try to we put ourselves in check and we stand before Creator, Chakachula, Kisementu. And we say, I'm here. I'm listening. What would you have me do? This is a time for coming together, and it begins with our own communities. I know this is a sense of urgency. I know the process of municipalization, the fulfillment of the Indian Act is upon us. I get it. I get it that we're recovering so many of our children by way of the ground-mounted sonar, and technology is going to reveal a lot of things, and the internet's going to reveal a lot of things, and people are waking up, and people are saying, my God, what do I do now? We smudge to wash away the negative energies. And what does it profit a person to smudge? Or to wear a bonnet? Or hold an eagle feather? What does it profit us in Nehiyawak if we should do all those things and devour the flesh of our brother, our sister? So before we do anything, we go with prayer and ceremony. You are more powerful than you could possibly imagine, my Nehiyawak family. All four directions. Nehiyawak, you are more powerful than you know. And that power is found in that source of spirit that informs us and guides us. And we smudge, we wash away those negative energies, and we check our lives before we hit that front line. We prepare ourselves, we prepare our hearts and our minds. My eyes are dry, my faith is old, my heart is hard. My prayers are cold, but I know how I ought to be, alive to you and dead to me. What can be done for an old heart like mine? come to be, alive to you and dead to me. What can be done for an old heart like mine? So fill it up, Lord, with oil wine. The oil is you, the spirit of love. Remember the children. Remember the blood. My people, my beautiful indigenous people, spread all across this great Mother Earth, all four directions. I love you. I see your struggles. I see the struggles of First Nations. I see the struggles of Métis and Inuit. I see the struggles of our family in New Zealand, our Maori family, and South Africa, our Aboriginal family in Australia. It's been going on for a long time. But every once in a while, there's a period in history where people begin to understand who they are and they start to rise up. And we say, come to the fire, join us. Join us as our communities begin to tap into that powerful, resourceful side of themselves, recognizing the beauty. Our people are beginning to understand who they are. They're getting in touch with the prayer and the ceremony and the song. All that stuff now is to come with a good heart. What do we do next? It'll come. Creator hasn't abandoned us. And Great Spirit carries our prayers for groans that are too hard for words. I am listening for my name. I sit here waiting. I've been looking at the game that I've been playing, and I've been staying much the same. You are lonely, you're the only one to blame. I am a servant, I am listening for your call. I've been unfaithful, so I sit here in the hall. How can you use me when I've never given all? How can you choose me when you know I quickly fall? So you feed my soul much in art, but I need your help to start. Oh, please purify my heart. I am your servant. That's there's many blessings to all my relations in the four directions. I want to thank all the beautiful people that have been contacting me all across Turtle Island. Bands, tribes, enthusiastic people. Some people that are, they have so much enthusiasm inside and they don't know how to direct it. You know, what do we do? You know, what do we do now that, we're in the final stages of termination? More than half of our bands all across Canada are sitting at negotiation tables designed to extinguish our Aboriginal rights and title to the land. It's occurred everywhere, New Zealand, Australia, and United States. Dispossession. This dispossession creates despair, creates dependency, creates oppression. The people are rising up all across this country and the world and they're saying, no. Every once in a while there's a few warriors that come and they step up to the plate and they say, no, we will not extinguish who we are as people. Don't be afraid. You're more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Remember Obi-Wan in Star Wars? They tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. And now it's up to us, my people. Unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. Come to the fire. We got this. the joy that you've given me. Want you to know I believe in your song. I believe in you. Rhythm and rhyme and harmony. You help me along. Make me strong. Oh, give me one thing, my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll in every way. Give me one thing, my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll in every way. Many blessings to all my relations in the four directions. May this weekend be a special and blessed weekend for everybody. May it be a time for us to get in touch with who we are as people. May it help us to get in touch with our sacred obligations, to ourselves first, and then to our people and this Mother Earth. Where does your obligation lie? We are stronger than anybody could possibly imagine. Standing Rock changed the world. A prayerful people stood against a militarized corporation. Many of my friends were injured. Many of my friends were shot, tear gassed, tased, hit with beanbags and rubber bullets, less than lethal weaponry, batons and zip ties. I know it's hard. And I know what's even harder is when the colonial system that we're in, they try to identify who we are as people. That's what the Indian Act was all about. The Indian Act was, first of all, it identified what Indian status exactly was, right? Already the Crown telling us who we are. And it pushed our people onto reserves, onto 0.2% of our land base, and imposed a system of impoverishment and subjugation, informed by that racist doctrine of discovery, which has been implemented by Supreme Courts. Just as, Section 35 of the Constitution. Our people fought really hard to have our Aboriginal rights and title enshrined in the Constitution. The Constitution Act of 1982. But Canada has said, we're implementing the Declaration. All we have to do now is determine and define what your Aboriginal rights actually are. And we're saying, no, Canada, that's a full box that contains all of our rights. Now Joe Weider has said, in the open now, they're not even hiding. For Canada, the treaties, they say it was a question of certainty. And by certainty, they meant it's an empty box. And we will first have to delineate and describe what those rights are. And what's not described and delineated will be extinguished. We will not be extinguished. Trudeau has accelerated this process of overall government since 2018. And he's done it over the cloak of COVID-19 pandemic, during the time when our people are really suffering. And it's hard. It's hard to have that political will when they control all the programs and services. They control the parameters of all the agreements, what they call permanent bilateral mechanisms, which is, you know, the four big national indigenous institutions, as they say, because now they're taking this pan-indigenous approach. And our chief and councils are working in collaboration with the Crown. And then when we bring cases against this, we've always said that the Crown does not have the jurisdiction to level claims against itself. So a lot of people have been going back and forth with this for a long time, and a lot of people don't really understand what termination tables are, or what's wrong with making benefit agreements. Well, it's hard because we live in the world of politics and achievement, and whereas once we used to be little nature creatures, now we have this, now we're driven in many ways, particularly in our impoverished communities. We've become economically inspired, and that's how the Chief and Council gets in, you know. They promise, we're gonna fight the government, we're gonna get more benefits. Meanwhile, the government's pouring money into service and programs and comprehensive land claims and self-government agreements, treaty land entitlement. And while they're doing that, they're delineating and describing what our rights are as Indigenous people. And what's not described and delineated will be extinguished. This is black ink on white paper. This is the bureaucracy. Liberals and conservatives, they have interchangeable heads. The real government is the bureaucracy by the Crown, of the Crown, informed by common law, informed by the racist doctrine of discovery, which the Pope will never revoke or recant. Were he to do that, he would strike at the very foundations of both papal authority and assumed crown sovereignty. That's what it'll do. It's not that complicated. I know. My brother Russ Daigle, he's very fact-driven, and he can really lay it out on the line. How our history has progressed since the '69 white papers that were put in place by Trudeau and the Chrétien government. A lot of people were in an uproar about that because it was going to take away our status, and the objective was to turn this into fourth level ethnic municipalities. And we've had so many things happen between now and then. The answer from Indigenous people was the red paper, and we know a lot of good people that were involved in putting that together. And then there was the Buffalo jump, right? The conservative Buffalo jump. And then after that, with the patriation of the Constitution, our people wanted to make sure that our Aboriginal rights and title would be enshrined in that document. So there's a lot of hocus pocus going on, and it shouldn't be surprising. It's been happening for a long time. So my encouragement to you, to my grassroots communities, to all those who've been contacting me is our strength is in knowing who we are as people. Getting in touch with our traditions and our language and our ceremonies, our song and our prayers. We were put here by Creator. There's no expiration date. So rise up, my Indigenous people, come. Come with prayer, ceremony, and song. And together we will heal our people, our children, and this Mother Earth. If you know anybody who's sitting at home and kind of lonely, maybe they wish they were around family, go ahead and share this out to them. Maybe it'll put a smile on their face. Well, she said it's cold outside, she hands me my raincoat. She's always worried about things like that. And she said it's all gonna end and it might as well be my fault. She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams, and her voice is screaming. She says, baby, it's raining and I'm still lonely. And she says, baby, I can't help but be scared of it all. Sometimes the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it. And she's got a little bit of something, God, it's better than nothing. And in the colored portrait world, she believes she's got it all going on. She swears the moon don't hang as quite as high as it used to. She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams, and her voice is strange. She says, baby, it's raining and I'm still lonely. And she says, baby, I can't help but be scared of it all. Sometimes the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it. You believe it? She believes that life is made up of all that you're used to. And the clock on her wall has been stuck at 30 for days and days and days. She thinks that happiness is a knot that fits on her doorway. Yeah, and outside it's got been raining. She said, baby, it's raining and I'm still lonely. And she says, baby, I can't help but be scared of it all. Sometimes the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it. Yeah, but outside it's got been raining. And she said, baby, it's raining and I'm still lonely. And she says, baby, I can't help but be scared of it all. Sometimes Dante, many blessings to all my relations in the four directions. Welcome to SBN Coffee Hour. Let me see what everybody's saying. Alicia Marie, many blessings. We're dealing with those that speak with a forked tongue. Yeah, I know. We need to really just get in touch with our own humanity. And let's empower people, not discourage them. Recognize your beauty. Recognize the beauty in the other. You know, this is our way. In every tree, 10,000 teachings. In every blade of grass, in every shiny pine tree. You don't have to look far to find your teachings. Creator puts them everywhere. This is our classroom is the dome of the sky. You know, our church is the dome of the sky. And all the colonial institutions put together. Our institutions were, you know, just people. Niniwak, under the dome of the sky, informed by our sacred teachings, guided by our mentors and our medicine people and elders, our leaders that paved the way for so many amazing things. You know, but we're looking for our leaders today. We're looking for our Geronimos and our Sitting Bulls. We're looking for our Arthur Manuels, the Donna Allards and Myron Deweys. This is the time, and we begin to understand where we're supposed to be engaged when we find our hearts right with Creator. I remember in one community, it was really sad, you know. There was a traditional elder, and his mom died, and he was not allowed to go to that funeral service, because they wouldn't let him in with the sage and with his feathers to come and say his prayers in the traditional way. This is getting stuck on the metaphor. And when we take things literally, well, where did Christianity go wrong, or any of these other major religions? It's when they get stuck on the ceremony itself. These things are all supposed to be a means of communion with Creator. And for indigenous people, all of creation was a manifestation of the divine presence. You know? But now they got Robert's rules. And now we live in a world where the claims of the colonial world upon us are so great that we hardly know where the hell we are. Where is your source of inspiration? Is there envy among you? Is there bitterness or fear? Perfect love, they say, casts out no fear. And when we pray to Kisementu, you know, that word, it's the root word for love. When we say Kisakitan, you know, that means I love you in the Iowak, in Cree language. When we say Kisemen, Kisemen was we didn't have chiefs, we had Kisemen. And the definitions were very, very different. And it was all derived from love. Kisementu, Kisemen, Kisakitan. Love. Love. And that's what guides our people. Hopefully. Sometimes we lose our way and we have to come back, and there are little little hints and suggestions that help pull us in the right direction, but they're never far. You know? Go spend some time out in the bush. Take your shoes off and walk across this Mother Earth. And let's begin to celebrate the love and life that we share in and through one another. You are beautiful. You are sacred. Kisame tu, kisame, kisakite. May love guide your every step. And in that love, you become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. This is indigenous soil under our feet. We didn't need the Supreme Court to tell us that Aboriginal rights exist. We knew. So, don't be afraid. Smudge yourself and get rid of those negative energies. And tomorrow, talk about birth, death, and resurrection. When the sun rises, you can be more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And we instill that within our children, and they will instill that within their children. Give what you can, even if your eyes your lines in the sand, and dig. Always dig a little deeper. Sometimes it's hard to be my brother's keeper. Love, so you let love in. Maybe I am home in the wake of your skin, and it's crazy how we wear a ceremony. Always be open to your path and your journey. Yes, she cradles my loneliness, and then I find it you rest. Universal, let's feel the weight of my love. Put your hand on my chest and rest. The cradle of my arms, the battle that we face is a place where our stars come from. And we pick up the gun, my love, we are destined to teach these ones to be brave and never run away. Courageous birth from the womb on the first light of day. The other day you were born, you came at birth, never meant to be torn in silence. Never been so loud in the lions, never been so proud of the people. When we're fighting for a change, not a fail, lose it all despite all the rage. We are animals, we cannot be caged, we're focused to fight, so we burn with the sage and learn poetry. Wiser than the enemy will ever be, a minority and authority. Are you here to protect or arrest me? I can't tolerate the hate, the losing sleep. Can't breathe cause it's choking down the wall in me. Immorality, now letters to God. I wonder if she reads them or if they get lost in the stars, stars. So many points to every heart. If there's no beginning, then where would you start? Start. Where would you start? Human souls, so we caught in discovery totem poles, cause we're always searching for a certain goal. Pattern of physics of rules, don't believe all you're told and open up your fist of misconception. You can find kindness and pray for the power of prayer. If God's on our side, we can take the stairs to the heavens. Flipping through my text, and I live with the snakes in the great deception. No court in this country for men, steal from the mother round, pick over the pan, and we're tripping down an empty road. And we're asking, is the way we should go? Listen, soft heartbeat of my goddess, we walk the earth, baby, yeah, we got this focus, and it's redirected, grateful that I'm resurrected, stubborn, but I know the way. With the skin on my drum to your rhythm, I will sway. Take my hand, I will lead you astray. We will not go anything, or if they get lost in the stars, and the stars. So many hearts to a heavy heart. If there's no beginning, then where would you start? Where would you start? Hello, you guys. Many blessings to all my relations in the four directions. Those people who are struggling. Warriors. A warrior gathers the wood. A warrior checks, makes sure the elders are warm, provides blankets and love. A warrior makes sure the people are fed, even before themselves. A warrior can't distinguish between where they begin and the people around them end. Our loved ones, our family, our ancestors. I've seen it. The veil was lifted from my eyes, and I've seen a host of ancestors in our corner. They've called upon the four directions, come. Sing this song and say this prayer. And Creator will come bless our people again. Our people will find their healing journey and be healed. Remember who you are. Remember our teachings. My mama told me when I was young, said sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely, oh baby, what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day, alright. Forget your lust, the rich man's gold, all that you need is in your soul. Oh, you can do this, oh baby, if you try. All that I want from you, my son, is to be satisfied, be simple, kind of man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Be simple, be a simple man. Won't you you'll find yourself. Follow your heart, nothing else. Oh, you can do this, oh baby, if you try. All that I want from you myself is to be satisfied, be simple, be a simple man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Be a simple, oh, be a simple man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Be a simple man. Be a simple man. Yeah, guided by our sacred teachings, go to an elder. Ask them to tell you a story. I bet they would love to do it. You know? Bringing families together. This is why, you know, come to the fire. Even those who might not agree with who I am, my personality. Maybe I've hurt somebody's feelings. I don't know. But there's always space for you, you know? I always have room. And I remember I've fallen, you know, multiple times throughout my life, and I've had to pick myself up and dust myself off. You know, maybe simplify my life a little bit. Learning what it is to become the initiators of your own life, to walk in a good way, is essential. It's essential. And what self-determination is that's being the initiator of your own life, collectively. And we got this, we can do this. I know, there's some people that are hungry. Get the sage out, break out the white cedar, let's smudge a little bit and wash off those negative energies. Remember who you are, remember your beauty. Remember when you look into the mirror, that's a sacred reflection that comes back. When we learn that for ourselves, then we're able to teach our children, right? Must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past just a goodbye. Teach your children well, if others help it slowly go by. Feed them on your dreams. The one they fixed will the ones you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you you'd cry, just look at them and sigh. and you of tender years, you don't know the fears that your elders grew by. So please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach the parents well, their children's hell will slowly go right, and feed them on your dreams. The one they picks will be ones you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you'd cry. Just look at that. And know they love you. Many blessings to all my relations in the four directions. Happy Easter to the Christian community. We are indigenous people. The Creator put us here with the rocks. For us, you know, every harvest is Easter. Remember every tree, 10,000 teachings. And remember to love. Remember to be good to yourself. Remember we have a lot of work to do. Right? So if you said that prayer and sang that song with me earlier, when the sun rises tomorrow, we rise up in a new way. And in a good way. You hear walk all four directions. Allies. All those who understand these things in a deep way. That understand that we were not meant to be economically inspired throughout life. We were meant to live in harmony with all things. Everything was in a circle. With colonialism, everything's square. We got square houses. They want to chop our lands into fee simple private property, chop the lots up, square it up, square it up, square it up. Come to the circle where that fire is, that sacred fire, whose embers are spreading all across this country and the world. Yeah. In communities all across Turtle Island, I would ask my traditional family, go bring a gift. Bring a gift to your Christian relatives. Anything of meaning, of value, gift it to them and say, I love you. And for all of my Christian family, go get a gift. Go bake some bannock. Make some bannock. Bring it to one of our traditional members of the community. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much they're appreciated. And we will bring our communities together again. In a good way. In a way informed by Great Spirit, our sacred teachings. And for all those who, whether you're Christian or Muslim or Hindu or whether you read from the Upanishads or the Bible or the Torah or the Big Veda, we're all connected. And it's that feeling of separateness that makes people so afraid. So lift your heads high for those who cannot. Walk in a good way. Say your prayers. We got a lot of work to do.